You're listening to Offshoring and Outsourcing Philippines. Our regular podcast that looks at the BPO industry in the Philippines and the opportunities for both offshoring and outsourcing as they might apply to customers in Australia, New Zealand, the US, UK, Canada, in fact anywhere in the world. The Philippines, as you know, has some wonderful resources for offshoring, including a large English-speaking population, an excellent education system, and a wages structure that makes it commercially viable to invest in the Philippines. Shortly you'll be hearing my colleague Henry Acosta, who will tell you who's been interviewed for this episode. We interview people who run business process outsourcing companies, people who are customers of business process outsourcing, people who have been customers are now not customers, so good, bad or ugly, we like to talk to people and share their experiences in the offshoring and outsourcing industry with you. Each week you'll hear our presenters interviewing Philippines businesses or customers of Philippines businesses. The presenters are myself, Wayne Buckler, Patrick Reyes and Henry Acosta.
For our first interview, we have Marivic David and Victoria Gaudiel of Montpac Outsourcing, and their interview starts at the 1 minute and 55 second mark of the podcast. For our second interview, we have Adam O'Connor of Cloudstaff Philippines, and his interview starts at the 39 minute and 39 second mark of the podcast. For our third and last interview, we have Joselyn Capistrano of SQME Professionals, and her interview starts at the 47 minute and 45 second mark of the podcast. Hi, today we have quite a few guests in studio. We have Victoria Gaudiel and Marivic David of Montpac Outsourcing. You can call them Vicky and Maui. Vicky is the Chief Financial Officer and SVP for Client Services. Maui is the VP in Client Services. They both play an integral part in Montpac Outsourcing. Vicky makes sure that Montpac clients are happy and are met with excellent standards. She's been with the company since 2008 and has helped lead them to greater heights. Meanwhile, Maui helps manage client relationships and bring in new clients. She works hand in hand with their CEO and SVP to make sure that Montpac Outsourcing is recognized as a premier company. Their CEO is Henry Montgomery, and they're representing him today. Henry has come from humble beginnings and has since made spectacular leaps and bounds in his career. He served in the U.S. Army, and soon after he got an economics degree from Maui University. Fast forward to today, Henry has gained over 50 years of experience in financial and corporate management. He's been the CEO or CFO of a lot of companies, from small startups to well-known companies. Today we're here to talk about outsourcing here in the Philippines and how the Philippines is a country full of economic potential and growth, and for anyone interested in outsourcing here in the Philippines. So hi Maui and Vicky, welcome to the show.
Hi, we're glad to be here and give some background about our company.
Yes, definitely. So we're actually very excited for this interview.
That sounds awesome. We're excited to talk to you guys too. So for our first question, can you give us a quick introduction about who you guys are and what you guys do exactly for Montpac Outsourcing?
Okay, so essentially what I actually do for Montpac is I handle external client services. So I supervise the whole operations, which is primarily consists of mostly accountants.
Mm-hmm.
So I make sure that the work we do for our clients, which is mostly a significant portion is based in the U.S., are done to the highest level of standards. And then I also handle our personal finances. So right now we have several companies. We have our incorporating company in Hawaii. So we handle I supervise the accounting for that, and then I also handle our accounting for the Philippine operations.
Well, as for me, Maui, I am the VP for Client Survey. So I work hand in hand with Vicky as well as Henry in ensuring that clients are satisfied. I'm also handling the client onboarding as well as obtaining new clients.
Mm-hmm.
Developing price structures for clients. as well as ensuring that, the team that are working on the accounts are actually delivering their services at the highest quality of standards, which is where Monpac is known for.
And she's also our little marketing person here at Monpac. So, we wear a lot of hats within the company because the concept is it's more like a family. Although we're now almost 100 people within the company, so it's more collegial and very friendly environment.
And what do you think made Henry or what inspired Henry to building an outsourcing business, specifically here in the Philippines?
So, Monpac was actually conceptualized while he had his retirement in Hawaii. So he was talking to a couple of Filipinos, and because he had served a lot of big companies, his idea was to translate the best practices that he used or have gone through over these big companies and employ them to the small and medium-sized entities, because he believed that the small and medium-sized businesses were not properly served in terms of their accounting needs. And he also considered that these businesses would not have as much funds cover for paying for good accountants. So that's basically the concept of the business itself. As for choosing the Philippines, there's a lot of factors was considered on that one, and Mavic will be giving some of those.
So basically, before he actually formed Monpac, Henry was serving as chairman of the board of a very big company which has an operations in China. Going from Hawaii going to China, he has to have connecting flight here in the Philippines. And with that, he has stayed like a couple of days, met friends, and from there he has had this idea, since he has basically have known what is Philippines, what are the quality of people. So he had this idea to actually form Monpac here. Also, another thing is that he has neighbors in Hawaii who are Filipinos, which he became friends with, and these people have also given Henry the idea of forming Monpac and the services that Filipinos can provide to U.S. clients. As Vicky has mentioned, he thinks that the small to medium-sized entities are underserved when it comes to financial and accounting needs, and the Filipinos have that quality. We have very good accountants, and the cost of actually doing the work here in the Philippines is definitely much lesser as compared to doing it in the U.S.
Yeah, at average between 30 to 75 cost savings just on the personnel cost alone.
What do you guys think is the biggest difference between the Philippines and other countries that service offshore outsourcing, and what are the benefits of doing it here?
Oh, okay. As for outsourcing, what we have received as feedback from the prospect and some of our clients are Filipino are really good in English. Some of them are actually surprised when they go here and actually visit us and talk to us, and they realize that we can really talk to them and they can understand us and we can understand them. So that's actually one big consideration as opposed to some other countries in terms of the difference, plus, as Mami mentioned, the quality of the accountants here, because the accounting profession in the Philippines, our major clients are in the U.S., although we have some other clients in different countries, because our accounting in the Philippines is basically patterned with how it is in the U.S., and even our accounting books are authored by U.S. writers. So on that alone, it's easier to bridge the technical gaps, and essentially the accountants here are trained to basically just do how it is done in the U.S.
Another thing is that basically, the quality of the Filipinos. So the Filipinos are very oriented into client service. So we are very friendly in nature, which is one of the qualities that our clients really enjoy working with us. Basically, yes, the quality of the of the Filipinos. The patience, the perseverance, the dedication that they put on their work, and their inherent attitude of really giving the best for their clients. That's, I think, is the most advantageous benefit of having your services performed here in the Philippines as compared to having it outside in other countries.
For any clients that are interested in doing work here or outsourcing here, what are the cultural barriers that they usually have to face during their transition period here in the Philippines?
I think if it's a new company, if it's just a newly established BPO company, because we had that struggle when we were starting, and we had that bit of a problem with the cultural difference, because Filipinos at the start are a little timid. Mm-hmm. Like they don't really answer back. But right now, that has been remedied, because it's just a matter of communication. Example, for our company alone, there is no sir, there is no ma'am. Everybody's just on first name basis. It doesn't matter what your position are. So everybody who comes in, if they're a new employee, that's one thing that is a little. You have a little challenge in terms of telling me, oh no, you don't need to call me sir or ma'am, because they were trained to be respectful, like the Filipinos are trained like that. So like they really have difficulty in just dropping that designation. In terms of, there are some words that are viewed differently, like how you state some sentences. There are a couple of those in terms of differences. But as you go through the process, because you need to do some diversified training so that they get acquainted with the clients. Like example, as we service Australia, Hong Kong, we have UK. So we have to learn how the client really works. We have to know them really well so that we address any cultural barrier differences. And
another thing is, Filipinos are not really confrontational in nature. For example, they have some thoughts in mind. They find it difficult sometimes to actually express it because they wouldn't want to upset the person that they are directing it to. So another thing that probably we may consider as barrier, but definitely there are like a workaround, is that they're not confrontational in nature. They would accept whatever task they are being assigned to. Sometimes they'll just say yes, but on their mind,
the answer is no.
The answer is no. So it's very difficult for them to say, for us Filipinos to say no. But definitely with our company, what we have done is, particularly for our CEO, is that to really answer straight yes or no if you can do it. So eventually when they get acquainted with the Filipinos and how they work, definitely there is like a way to actually bridge that differences.
And can you tell us about the mission and vision of your company?
So basically for our mission and vision, Monpac would want to be the top premier provider of high quality accounting and financial management services to our clients, not only in the US, but all throughout the globe. So basically, that's our aim. We would want to deliver services at the highest quality of standard, which is what we are currently doing right now. And we would want to tap different markets because the outsourcing possibilities here in the Philippines, particularly at Monpac, are really very broad. Another thing is on our vision as well is we would want to develop, we have very good values such that our values is that we value our people. So we would want to be the company where people of choice for our fellow Filipinos. Our company here is in Clark. We would want to be the company of choice. We would want to develop the careers of accountants of the Filipinos so that they would not have really, to go outside of the country for them to have a good career. They can find it here in the Philippines. Another is, we would want our clients to be very, very satisfied because we would want to build long-term relationship with them, not only to our clients but as well to our people.
And what do you think makes Monpac Outsourcing different from other outsourcing companies?
Okay, as for that specific one, our service is actually end-to-end, from the daily bookkeeping up to financial statement preparation, dealing with the client's third-party contacts like their auditor, their tax accountant. Most of the other BPO company here in the Philippines, they do it by process. So like if their person is doing accounts payable, It's just the work that that person will be doing for the company. Some others is doing it. An accountant only handles one specific client. So all throughout his career in the BPO company, that's the only thing they do. So if you look at it on a professional growth level, for the employees, it's very limited because your focus is only on one aspect. As for the clients, as I mentioned, because we do end-to-end, it's really easy for us to give advice to them in terms of their accounting and financials. In some instances, we also assist them so that they could get their tax planning completed as well because we're giving them accurate data. And because we see everything in their financial record, it's not limited to just one function. We do all the accounting functions for them except actually printing the check because we're doing it virtually. That's how we differentiate ourselves in terms of the service offering that we do.
Another difference is that what we are actually selling is financial and accounting services because, a number of BPO companies here does employee leasing. So with that is, on our company, our employees are Monpac employees and we do financial and accounting service to our clients. So basically, the output of our employee are our responsibility, which makes it different from other, outsourcing providers that are providing actually employee leasing. Another thing is that for the services that we do, it's not like someone's output is not being reviewed because in us, we actually have layers of review because we would want to ensure, the accuracy of the output that we're providing to our client. So the client is actually assured that whatever output is being given to them, it has undergone layers of quality assurance. So reliability as well as the accuracy of the output that we provide is actually at really very high level. Another is for every client that we have this team that will ensure that all of the work is actually being done. It's not one person who's going to work for a client. That one person that will be assigned will have his supervisor as well as the manager to ensure, that the service is being provided at the highest quality standard possible, as well as we also have this backup and cross-trained person to ensure that, if someone leaves, there's always someone trained and actually familiar with how the work is being done, who can readily and immediately take on the task. So the client there is no disruption when it comes to the delivery of services to our clients.
For anyone interested in doing work here in the Philippines or outsourcing with Monpac Outsourcing, what will be your advice for them?
Okay, for those ones that are planning to outsource here in the Philippines, of course, we would want them to talk to us so that we could, give them what it is they're gonna save on and how it would actually benefit or complement their requirements in terms of their accounting needs.
Another thing is, before outsourcing, of course, they would have to learn about the Filipinos first, the country, especially if they would want to, because some of the companies, for example, they would want to put up their own operations probably here. So they have to know the people, what are the qualities of the Filipino. Probably they could just do a quick research on that one. What are the regulatory requirements as well as the compliance? If they're going to outsource and they would want to partner with a company here, they would have to know what is the culture, the values, the mission of that company, and how that company can actually complements with the culture, the values, and the mission of their company. So they have to know who their outsourcing provider is, what are the services that they offer, how that particular company complements their own so that they could have, a better working relationship once they started outsourcing already.
Can you share with us any unique experiences of your clients or any testimonials from them about their work with Monpac?
For one, since, our people are very passionate when it comes to their work as well as for the company and their client. We have this client in California. So we've been doing their accounting since, it's actually a tech startup. From its inception up to the point that it is actually generating sales already. So we're doing all of the accounting for that client. And this client is undergoing an audit, statutory audit. It is being audited by one of the 20 biggest public accounting company in the US. So the feedback that we received from the auditor is that since we've provided the work papers necessary to actually complete the audit, so the feedback that we received is we are the best client they have conducted an audit for. Basically, there are no findings in the financials that we have provided them. All of the work has been done correctly and accurately. We basically, for all of the audit clients that they had, we are the only company that they have really given such a commendation where we are the best company that they have worked for. For our other clients as well as that, the commendations that they have been giving to our employees, like we are the best accountants that they had worked for, the dedication that our team are actually putting on their account, as well as the attention to details that we are giving on their transactions. They're actually very, very happy with that.
On a regular basis, our people normally receive just, these short messages from the client, how we essentially ease up the workload, reduce their stress level, because when they need something and they just email us or give us a call and it's immediately addressed. Another client actually said that we're an integral asset to their business because we really complement how it's being addressed, like their accounting needs, even though we're not seeing them face-to-face doesn't normally happen unless we need to visit the client. So they feel that we really contributed to their business in such a way that they're able to grow it from a small size entity, because we had some of those, like, really started with scratch. Like, they're just starting and now the revenue is around
$40 million
annually. So.
And another thing is, since we at Monpac, we are really dedicated and passionate to our clients. So we care for them, we care for their financials, we care for their accounting, and so that is actually being appreciated by the client. So some of the clients actually said that they cannot really perform or they cannot really have their day-to-day operations without the help of Monpac, because we service their needs. And because of the dedication, some of them are not able to get that kind of quality of work from hiring local people in the US or some other parts of the country. And that's something that they really appreciate with us working for their company.
So as for that one, they're able to scale. So they can really grow because they are sure that if they're continuously growing, we're just going to continue growing with them to cater the requirements of their business.
Can you give us a little bit of insight on your process for recruiting clients?
Okay, actually, up to this point or a couple of months back, most of our clients come in as referral. We haven't really spent on a full blast marketing, so we just have our website. And then Henry's reputation had been very helpful because a lot of those are coming in from just people knowing him within the business community. So they talk to a friend of Henry, or they talk to a client of ours, and then the client referred us, and then we had a discussion with them, and most of our clients are coming on us via that avenue. Some are received from inquiry from our website. But going forward, we will be expanding our marketing efforts. So we're now focusing on that just so we can really market prospect clients.
Can you give us an insight on the process for you guys, for anyone interested in becoming an employee for Monpac? What do you look for when you're hiring an employee, and what do they have to go through to become an employee of Monpac Outsourcing?
Of course, when it comes to the quality of the employees, so we can proudly say that we are hiring the best talents that we could find. So we have a number of employees that are accountants, accounting graduates, some with Latin honors who came from public audit. But basically what we're looking for are dedicated people. They have high technical skills because, of course, we strive to be the best accounting service provider. So we would really want to have top people. We also would want to hire people that will stay with the company. You know, the grit of really staying with the company, loving the job, as well as being accustomed or used to the kind of environment that we have, because we provide client services. So we would want our clients to be happy. But in return for that is, you know, if the employee is really looking for a career or professional growth, we can actually give that. because for one, we offer end-to-end accounting service. Basically, the employee will know
everything about
accounting, from bills processing, payroll, accounts receivable, to preparation of financial statements. We provide analytical commentaries. So basically, it's like a holistic growth for the employee.
So what we're doing is actually training. Once they get on board, we're training them to be the future CFOs of businesses, because that's the way they are being trained. And it's also part of the professional growth plan that we have for them.
When it comes to compensation and benefits, ours are actually competitive. So even if you're going to compare it with other BPO companies or companies here, particularly here in Clark, but the best thing that we could offer, as I previously mentioned, is the professional growth that they can have. We have this career ladder that they can actually move up to the top with just a short period of time, because the training that they are going to receive, as well as the experience in accounting and financial management service, is really, really very high. As I for myself came from audit as well as Vicky, so I believe that the experience is actually at par with the experience that they're actually gonna get from an audit.
And then as for just an example for the employees that are hired, we also welcome fresh graduates. Right. So for those ones, some of them that haven't had their board exam, so they come to us. So they've spent a couple of months doing the accounting jobs that we have, and then some of them doesn't even take like the necessary 6 months, review courses. A couple of our employee only had 2 months or just a couple of days, but they actually passed the board exam. When we asked them how was the board exam, it was easier for them because there's a practical application of the questions being asked in the exam. So in a way, we're also training them to pass their CPA exam without really going into just pure theory.
Yeah. Another thing is the advantage of working with Monpac. Because we're working with different accounting software, accounting platforms, the technologies related to accounting available in the market already. So they've got to experience that. They're not just be working with one accounting system. We have QB, QBO, NetSuite clients. So that's one of the advantage of working for Monpac actually.
Can you say that the businesses of your clients have grown with you guys, with Monpac Outsourcing?
Oh, yes, definitely. With just the example I'd mentioned earlier, the startup that's now around 40 million revenue annually. One of our biggest clients, it's a property management company. We started with handling them. Their portfolio is around 1,200 units. Right now, their portfolio is around 4,500 units, and we're still their accountant. So imagine the growth over the last couple of years in terms of their business.
Another avenue for growing our business as well is making affiliations with accounting firms in the US and in Australia and some other parts of the world. So we have this, when it comes to, growing their accounting practice, since basically it's very costly to actually hire an accountant in the US or in Australia. If they can outsource the work here in the Philippines and pay significantly less amount as compared to hiring their employees in-house, they have this potential really to grow their business. They can devote their time to market their services, get new clients, maintain client relationships. So we have this affiliate in the US who only has one CPA at the start. They don't have bookkeepers or admin staffs to do the work. So basically, we started that. We started with one client, and now we grew to almost 100 clients without adding a person in the US. We are doing all of the work.
Back end.
So the advantage of that is they can offer very good services. He was able to offer as well very competitive prices in his area. So that attracts more clients to actually get his services. The reason for that, of course, is that since our rates for our services are significantly lower, and he can offer more competitive prices, so he was able to attract more clients.
For interested clients that are about to go here, what are the common misconceptions that they face when they're starting out with outsourcing here in the Philippines?
One experience I had when I was doing implementation was when I asked them, "Are you ready?" So I was onboarding an account. Like, I'm so afraid Because they don't really, like we're off-site. Even though I actually visited them in the US to pitch how we're doing the work. So it's like, I'm really afraid the engagement might fail because one, there's a time difference. So the initial misconception there is they need the support on their working hours, which is not really, on most cases, necessary. The way we're doing it, we're covering essentially after their work hours. So when they come in, the work is done. They don't really need to do anything about it except probably just bounce around some of the emails because it's done for them. They just need to review. So that's one misconception. And then when we were just starting, I remembered on our second or third year, some of our US visitors, they were joking our chairman, I think you just have a sweatshop there. So because they don't really see it and they're not familiar with the facility. So it was a common joke among his friends that, oh no, you're just running a sweatshop because they're not seeing the professionals within the country.
Another is, since Philippines is a third world country, so some of the potential clients or those who are kind of hesitant to do an outsourcing here in the Philippines is that they thought that they could not find quality caliber people to actually do the work, which is it's really a misconception because the quality of the people that we have here in the Philippines, the quality of our graduates are really top notch. So that's one of the most common misconceptions because we are a third world country. So basically that's
what we can recall at the top of our head, like the common misconceptions that we have encountered. So
another thing that I could add is that they thought that the security of their data because
it can be
easily compromised. But basically, most of the accounting firms or outsourcing companies are very strict to the security of data. And another thing that probably they don't easily realize is that since we are outside of their area, we don't really know them. So the possibility of us actually tampering their data or doing something on their data is not very high because we don't know them. So most of the time, we don't have actually the interest to actually do something to their data or to their information.
We just want to finish doing the work, although we would want to understand how the money flow, essentially the financial flows, because that's where our interest is. But their misconception is someone might try to steal their credit card information, bank information, because that's a common problem in the US, identity theft. So it's quite rampant in that area. So they're really concerned about that. But once you had a discussion with them in terms of the IT infrastructure and data security, then they get a little more confident in terms of how their data are handled.
Since you guys have been working with Montauk for a long time, can you share any memorable experience that you've had with the company so far?
A lot.
A lot. So, as for me, because I've been here since the start, I've seen the struggle, like, when we were just starting out, how to really organize everything so that nothing falls through the crack. Had a lot of experience talking to our chairman because I think in terms of the Filipino timidity and their politeness, I'm one of the exceptions because I've worked overseas for a couple of years too, so I'm more vocal, so I really answer back. And the one good thing that I can really say about Montauk is when I talk to Henry, our president, he treats me as an equal. My opinion and my voice is heard. I'm not just like, oh, you're just beneath me. I'm still there's no, you're not gonna feel that he's really up there and you can't really reach him. So for me, that's one really memorable experience. One good thing that I like while working here, you're given equal opportunity to speak. Your growth is dependent on how you really want to grow because he just gives you essentially the ocean to swim and learn what you want to learn because we cater to a different vertical market.
Yes. For me, basically similar to Vicky also, I started out as a senior associate and I reached my level as VP in just 4 years. So, the trust that our CEO is actually giving to us Filipinos, it's something that I really, really appreciate. The growth that I had, I was able to deal with clients, to deal with the CEO. I was able to provide my recommendation. It was heard. It was implemented. That's something that I'm very, very happy about. Also, I can still, it's very vivid to me. I really can remember what our CEO has told us, that, the team that he has here, Monpac, are the best accounting professionals that he actually worked for throughout his career. He has worked with very big companies. And, the quality of the work, the quality of the people, the dedication, the passion of the Filipinos is something that he's really very happy working. That's the reason he's actually very happy working with Monpac.
With those, like the way he really looks at us, it makes us feel that it's really fun working here. It's like an environment, like I've been here for 8 years. Haven't updated my resume. Not turning down like calls from headhunters because I really like what I'm doing here. And the growth is really it's really up to me in that level. Another, I think, memorable, not really experience, but like memorable in terms that everybody has the same comments. 1 month working with Monpac is like 1 year equivalent if you're outside in terms of what you learn. Like, you feel like if you've been here for 2 months, the equivalent of what you learn here, you'll get it outside. It will take you 2 years before you learn the things that you'll learn inside Monpac. My friends who have been with us left and work with other companies. Every time I see them, it's like, I miss working with you. There's something, different in how things are done within our entity. So
that's one thing. The discipline that has been inculcated in us, the values, the culture of working with Monpac is something that will really help one professional to really grow as a good professional. What we can probably proudly say is that if we have an associate here with probably 1 year of experience, because basically he has worked with from accounts payable to financial statements, so they can actually take on or work with a small to medium sized entity and handle the full accounting of that one. So that's the growth that we're actually giving to our people.
And for anyone interested in contacting you guys or trying to get in touch with you, how can they find you, and where's your physical location, either for potential clients or employees?
So for clients, they can always visit our website. It's www.montpac.com, as well as they can send an email to info@montpac.com, or just give us a call, 808-469-4542. and 808-469-4524. Our office is located here in Clark. It's Unit 18A to C, Philexel Business Park, M. Rojas Highway, Clark Freeport Zone. Or for example, for clients in the U.S., we have also our office, although it's very small. It's in 1357 Kapiolani Boulevard, Suite 1115, Honolulu, Hawaii, 96814 is the zip code. So for potential employees, again, they can just visit the website, or they can send their resume to hradmin@montpac.com.
Well, thank you for that. It was a pleasure having Maui and Vicky on the show, and we appreciate you for talking to us.
You're very much welcome. And it was nice talking to you, just to tell you about our company and all about Monpac.
Yes. So it's a great opportunity for us. Thank you for giving this to us, and I hope that in any way we were able to inspire potential clients or anyone from outside the Philippines to do outsourcing here in the Philippines, and was able to realize, the advantages of really outsourcing here and the quality of the people and how it looks working here in the Philippines.
And that was Marivic David and Victoria Gaudiel of Monpac Outsourcing. They're in studio today representing their CEO, Henry Montgomery, Marivic David, or Maui, is the VP of Monpac Outsourcing, and Victoria Gaudiel is the SVP and CFO. We just finished talking about Monpac Outsourcing and how the Philippines is a great place for anyone interested in outsourcing. If you've missed this interview or want to listen to it again, you can go on www.offshoring.com.ph, and you can also find us on SoundCloud and iTunes.
You're listening to our regular podcast, Offshoring and Outsourcing, and now one of our sponsors is joining us to have a chat. It's Adam O'Connor. Adam's a sales director with Cloudstaff, a business process outsourcer based predominantly in Clark in the Philippines, but also with offices in Manila. Adam, welcome to Offshoring and Outsourcing.
Thanks, Wayne. Good morning. How are you?
I'm very well, and thank you for joining us as a sponsor. Adam, can you fill us in on what it is that Cloudstaff offers to the market?
Cloudstaff offers a wide range of different skill sets to the market. We provide a low-cost offshore solution for Western businesses to be able to utilize the skills that we have here and make sure that they're getting the right people at the right cost for their businesses.
Now, Adam, where would you position Cloudstaff in the spectrum of business process outsourcers? I mean, some have as few as 10 or 20 staff, and some have thousands of staff. Where do you fit into the spectrum?
Currently, we're just over 1,000 staff. In terms of the skill sets that we do, we focus on a wide range of skills, which allows companies to have a team of differentiating skills and competencies within one location. We don't focus on just one area, such as accounting or teleservices. We bring teams together that work for the same company.
Adam, some of the businesses that we talk to make a big distinction between offshoring and outsourcing. Where do you see Cloudstaff sitting?
I think we are an offshoring company. I think you can outsource within the same country as you're in. A lot of companies, if we use Australia as an example, will outsource their IT functions to a company within Australia. The offshoring element means we do have an Australian entity, but we primarily focus all of our talent that we give to companies from the Philippines at this moment in time.
And who's your typical customer, or if that's not a fair question, can you give us a portrait of some of your customers?
Our typical customers are from the SMEs, small to medium enterprise category, anywhere from sort of 5 people in their office all the way up to 2,000, 3,000 people within their Western office with their teams over here.
So, Adam, SMEs who are only looking for a few staff shouldn't be put off contacting you then?
No, absolutely not. We're happy to help everybody, and we look to help everybody that we can.
And what about the larger players who are looking for a particular service, if it be someone looking to do accounts receivable for them, or someone looking to chase outstanding debts? Do you do that kind of one service arrangement that some of the bigger BPOs do?
Yes, we do. We do large teams within one vertical for companies, but we find that once somebody's got something working quite well, that they'll look to expand. But we definitely focus on one vertical if a customer wants to.
Now, Adam, I notice on your website that the catch cry, or the slogan, if you will, and I'll mention the website, www.cloudstaff.com. The catch cry is people and technology at the heart of everything we do. Can you unpick that for us and explain how people are at the heart and how technology is at the heart of Cloudstaff?
The people that are at the heart of everything that we do, because we feel that we can supply the talent of a similar standard to the West in the roles that our customers are looking for at a fraction of the cost. To make this easy for our customers, we provide a technology suite that we've developed ourselves, which faces both the employees within Cloudstaff and the employees within Australia, and also the customer's manager view to have a look across everything. We have web applications, we have mobile applications, and we have systems to help make the transition really easy as well.
Pretty much everyone I talk to says the 2 things or 3 things that kind of everyone in the Philippines in the outsourcing industry talks to me about is that they have excellent infrastructure, and they have excellent technology, and they have excellent pools of recruits. You develop a lot of your technology in-house. Is it unique?
A lot of it is unique, Wayne. We bring together systems that we have developed ourselves into a suite which is easy accessible and gives you an unfair advantage, I guess, if I can be bold to say that allows you to train staff, keep communication with staff all from one portal. This allows us to keep up to date with what the customer's looking for, what the account managers on the ground in the Philippines are looking at, and keeps everybody informed on a real-time basis.
I see. I understand that you're an Australian firm. Is that the extent of your corporate structure?
No, we have entities in the UK, Australia, and Hong Kong, as well as in the Philippines here.
And is there an advantage to the customer in you having that multiple entity arrangement?
Customers are able to bill out of either Hong Kong or Australia. Some of our customers, not all of our customer base is based out of Australia. Depending on where customers are based, they can choose which entity to bill out of and which entity to actually hold a contract with.
What about management? Is your management Australian-based?
No, our management is all on the ground in the Philippines, and we combine Filipino management and Western management as well.
Now, that's another thing that I hear a lot from BPOs is that they have Filipino managers. Are they senior managers within Cloudstaff?
We do have some senior management. The senior management team of Cloudstaff is split between Western and Filipino.
I see. Adam, we're running out of time, but if you had a message for prospective customers about why Cloudstaff is the place they should be looking for their offshoring, what would the message be?
I guess Cloudstaff has 4 key differentiators from ourselves and competition. One of them is how we recruit. Everybody has the same set of talent that they recruit from, but we have recruitment locations situated in Makati, here in Clark, and also down in Cebu, which gives us the breadth of the Philippines. We use the training simulators that places candidates in real-world situations, so when they come to our customers, they're fully prepared. We're able to write those training systems with the help of our customers specifically for them. Our systems that we've already covered previously make the ongoing relationship between the staff here in the Philippines and the staff in the West, wherever you may be, seamless and easy. Our ecosystem of tools with mobile apps for the staff here allows them to be able to carry on working no matter what's going on. And our culture, we have an aim to be the #1 workplace in the Philippines. We put in a lot of strategy around retention and keeping our staff happy. We have a number of different social events outside of work, such as monthly barbecues, but we also have clubs that the staff join with outside interests to make sure that we are one big family. And I would encourage anybody who's interested to actually come over here and have a look at the operation themselves, which I'd be happy to show them, and they can see it for themselves.
Adam, speaking of people coming over to see you, how do people get in touch with you?
They can either via the website, which is www.cloudstaff.com, or alternatively, they can email me directly at adam@cloudstaff.com.
And that's Cloudstaff, CLOUDSTAFF, all one word.
Correct.
Adam, it's been a pleasure having you on Offshoring and Outsourcing, and we do thank you for your sponsorship of the podcast.
Thanks, Wayne. I appreciate the time.
Hello and welcome to Outsourcing and Offshoring in the Philippines podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Reyes, and on today's show we have Joselyn Capistrano, or for short, Aline. She is from SQME Professionals Incorporated. She's a renowned advisor in project management, software engineering, and software development, and so far the only Filipino with a capability maturity model integration license to be a lead appraiser in the Philippines. Welcome to the show, Joselyn.
Hi, well, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Now, for our first question, can you give us a quick introduction, though I gave you a little short one, about who you are and what you do for SQME Professionals?
Yeah, I'm Joselyn Capistrano, the founder and CEO of SQME. SQME stands for Service and Software Quality Management Engineers. So we are a full-service process improvement and outsourcing firm in the Philippines. I'm also a CMMI Institute partner, or I am the only CMMI Institute partner in the Philippines as well. We provide a wide area of services from business consulting, appraisal, software testing, and training. to co-manage operation and seat leasing services to companies who want to manage their business operations here in the Philippines. So we are essentially now a one-stop shop for companies who want to improve the business performance and at the same time outsource their non-core process and activities. And
what inspired you to having the idea of building an outsourcing business specifically here in the Philippines?
The idea of establishing an outsourcing company in the Philippines sprang right from my experience after realizing the needs of our clients. SQME began as just a consulting appraisal company, basically an SEI Institute partner. And because of our client needs, I've been traveling a lot and meeting a lot of people in industries. And one of our clients actually requested us to set up an outsourcing business. So that's the reason why we had to evolve the company from just consulting company to an outsourcing company, because they needed someone they can trust and someone who understands their business. So that's how we came about, and the rest is history.
I see. And what makes the Philippines different compared to other countries that service offshore outsourcing? And what are the benefits of outsourcing here?
I think there are three important points. First, Filipinos are customer-centric, and our culture is very similar to the countries we serve, particularly the U.S. This has helped us become top overseas site for voice-related and back office operations. We are here. Second, we have a strong support from the government, which spends millions on modernization and technology. We have an all-out government support for BPO industry with PEZA and BOI benefits and incentives. Of course, Philippines is also more flexible in terms of cost savings. That's the biggest reason companies outsource part of their operations in the Philippines. Technically, we save up to 60% savings from other countries.
And were there any cultural barriers that you faced during your transition period here in the Philippines?
Surprisingly, none, because SQME has been working with multicultural and diverse companies, even as a consultant. We had presence in the whole of Asia. So we have experience working with diverse culture already before we set it up. We promote diversity, and we are very culturally sensitive. It's a value our company has accumulated over the years, having worked with a multitude of clients from different regions.
And can you share with us what your company's mission and vision is?
Our vision is to become a globally recognized business solutions partner to enhance capacity and capability. Our mission is to support companies by building strong, scalable, and responsive organizational capabilities while providing inclusive growth and people development in the global community.
So there are many outsourcing companies or agencies here in the Philippines. What makes SQME professionals different from those other outsourcing agencies?
The first one is, if we have to go back to the roots, SQME is the only CMMI partner, institute partner in the Philippines, or used to be a software engineering partner authorized by Carnegie Mellon to do trainings and consulting and appraisals here in the Philippines, and I'm one of the first in Asia. And because of that, we are a very process-oriented company, and this has been inculcated into our culture ever since we started. And as a CMMI partner, we normally have developed, or we have the knowledge and skill to bring transformational change and sustainable growth in the companies that we serve. So we have very strong foundations on project management, service management, software testing, quality assurance, which makes because we're into quality, so normally our clients trust us. Mm-hmm. And in fact, we've been serving the Fortune 500 in the past 15 years.
Oh, wow. Now, what will be your advice for anyone who's planning to outsource here in the Philippines?
I think we all know that one of the reasons companies outsource to the Philippines is because of the cost, right? Or reduction of the cost. I think they shouldn't only consider the cost. They should also consider the values. And they have to consider the delivery model and the quality orientation of a company as well, because outsourcing is very complex. It can actually, we need to be aligned in terms of culture. We need to be aligned in terms of processes. And we need to be able to work between the outsourcing company and the client seamlessly. And price is only one part of the total picture of successful outsourcing engagement.
Now, and how has been the experience of your clients, and can you give us any testimonials from them?
Yeah, we normally build very strong relationships with our clients. In fact, the company has survived for 15 years based on repeat business and purely based on referrals from previous clients. So the thing that we have transformed a lot of companies in their journey from chaotic organization to a very mature organizations, and that has helped them to scale and grow very quickly without worrying too much. So we've been their partners in growth and learning.
All right, now for a closer question, how can anyone who's interested in SQME professionals get in touch with you? And also, where can they find your physical location?
We have www.sqme.com that would basically describe in detail about our services and products. And also we have the inquiry at sqme.com. Please find out more. And we are located in the 22nd floor, Robinson Cyberscape Beta, Taupas and Ruby Road, Ortigas Center, Pasig City. You can also look it up in the CMMI Institute partner website. As I said, we are the only Filipino CMMI Institute partner in the Philippines.
Wow. All right. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you today, Joselyn.
Yeah, thank you so much as well for giving the call and doing the interview for us.
Yep. You are very welcome. And to all the listeners right now, this has been Patrick Reyes for the Outsourcing and Offshoring in the Philippines podcast. If you missed our conversation or if you'd like to listen to it again, you can visit www.offshoring.com.ph, and you can also find us on iTunes and SoundCloud.
You have been listening to an episode of Offshoring and Outsourcing Philippines, a regular production of Vertical Internet Media Limited, Hong Kong, which produces internet media content for internet radio and podcasting. And you may have also heard this week Henry Acosta and Patrick Reyes. The opinions expressed on this program are strictly those of the speaker. They are not the opinions of either Vertical Internet Media, its management, or the presenters of the show. To get in touch with Vertical Internet Media Limited, head off to our website at www.offshoring.com.ph, or you can call our Australian number 0731 779900, and the voice prompts will direct you through to Offshoring and Outsourcing. It's been my pleasure to have you with us today. I wish you a very good day.